Yar, welcome aboard the Dreadful Whale. That's not the right one? Alright. Hey, haven't seen you for a while. Good old travelogue. I wonder if I'm missing any of these. The Crown Killer... Wait, let's check really quick. Is there new ones in this one? The previous one at all? Investigating Edinburgh Institute. She helped me escape. Last seen being I think that's all old for us. Probably is. The Crown Killer is no more. Next, Jindosh. This Clockwork Mansion location. Which sounds really neat, actually. Just the fact that it's called that. I'm like, ooh, we're going full steampunk? I finally uncovered how my enemies created the Crown Killer. What better way to erode confidence in me before the coup? If I had stopped to think about it for even a few minutes, maybe I could have kept my people's trust. But that would have required patience, and my advisors always reminded me that I have none of that particular trait. It's weird having this description of her, because we've been playing this game for hours now, but we have actually like zero concept right now of what she is as a person, and what her personality is like. Because we knew her when she was a tiny little child, and she was completely off screen for almost the entire game, aside from a few tiny conversations. And now we're playing as her, but she's a silent protagonist for most of the game. She almost never says anything, so we still don't really know what she's like. But it's weird how every time I interact with something, she's always like, oh, I should have really paid more attention to mailing, or I should have done that better, or I really should have tried being a leader at some point in those 15 years, because most of her dialogue seems to be about how she was just like willingly a bad leader and just didn't care, and it kind of almost feels like a good thing that she got deposed, which is probably not the feeling that the game's going for, but I sometimes wonder if it actually is a bad problem that she's been replaced, because she doesn't seem like she did a great job. But then again, I just finished the final element of Dowd's campaign, and yeah, I've seen who Delilah is, and I'm sure her being a leader is not any better, so maybe it would have been a good thing for Emily to be replaced, but maybe not by Delilah, necessarily. But to use Hypatia's own serum against her, horrible. I'm happy I could find a cure. She's a brilliant alchemist. Now she can continue her research to help the people of Serkanos. I wasn't able to rescue Solotov. He's been taken elsewhere, to Kirin Jindosh's mansion. He is the inventor of the Clockwork Soldier, and if he is able to use Sokolov's genius for his own plans, it might be very, very bad. I've seen his killing machines in action at Dunwall Tower. I can't allow Delilah to have such an ally. If, Sokolov is such an impossible and ridiculous inventor, like he's basically like the equivalent of a Star Trek character showing up in medieval times. Like, that's how absurd his inventions are. How is he not able to create anything that properly defends himself? He gets kidnapped a lot. That's a recurring plot point for him. I'm sure I already read that part. I'm sure Jindosh takes pleasure in keeping his intellectual rival captive. Well, it won't be for long, if I have anything to say about it. The Dreadful Whale. What a weird name. It's hard to... There's no space between that, so I thought it was the same. I thought it was just weirdly getting capitalized, but that's a new entry. The Dreadful Whale. What a weird name. It's hard to sleep on this ship, and when I do, my dreams are troubled. Well, I'm awake now, and thinking about Sokolov. I remember him at the Hound Pit's pub so long ago, trapped like a beast in a cage. He smelled of stale piss and rotting meat, but they couldn't break him. He held on to himself and picked up again as my tutor. Something I needed in the aftermath of my mother's death. Beware of dignitaries bearing gift, he used to tell me. But I was still a child, and I liked gifts. I thought nothing sounded more pleasant. Now I know better. I also find myself thinking of Callista, my old governess. She always wanted to travel the world on a big boat. Eventually she left Dunwall, then stopped writing a few months later. Oh, so Callista might be dead. If you lose contact with a character, there's often a decent chance that they have died in this universe. Because, people freaking die all the time, as it turns out. So, I actually have a lot of runes I can spend right now. Let's see. I can go for pull objects variation of Far Reach, which could be fun. And is this the... Yep, pull enemies. Aim far reach directly at an enemy to pull them violently towards you. You can assassinate or choke the enemy, or move out of the way and watch them slam into the ground or wall. Which is pretty funny. That could be a fun skill. I can imagine a situation where you just want to snatch somebody, but they're probably very loud. So it's probably not great for stealth. Decelerate. If aiming far reach while falling, time slows, which actually sounds like great for being able to get around. Doppelganger would be good for distractions. Especially since they seem to think that when you use the doppelganger, it seems that there's one that says that they think they killed you. Let's see. Yeah, enemies that have destroyed your doppelganger will believe they have eliminated any threat in the area and will transition to a less alert state. So I think I want that, because then all these times where I start getting noticed, I can throw down my doppelganger, and if they kill the doppelganger, maybe they'll just leave, and I might be able to avoid having to knock out so many people by distracting them. If nothing else, it just sounds like a cool skill that I haven't had before. So I'm sure that'll be some fun. Let's see, Baffling Shade. You can incapacitate people for a little bit. Or Deadly Shade. Summon an ally that actually fights people. Yeah. Transposition. Target your own doppelganger and press F to swap places. Use this to escape dangerous situations, move to a strategically better spot, or if timed right, to escape enemies by making them think you are dead. I have somewhat mixed feelings about this concept, just because the movement parts don't seem entirely worth it, because it just seems like they'd be a variation of the jump I already have. I can already teleport around, basically. And if I run around a corner and throw down a doppelganger, that should be enough to make them think I'm dead, without having to do the switch thing. That sounds like something that even if it does work, I'd probably not be able to. I'd probably screw up at pulling it off at the very least. Still got 3 runes to pick. We could go for the bonus stealth thing. Nope, I've already overspent. Visibility being reduced would definitely be a good thing. I probably should have grabbed that immediately, actually. Let's save up my next rune for Shadow Walk, because that's a good one. I want to have a stealth stance. Right, I was riding on the, I was still riding in that thing. Goodbye, Karnaca. So these are all things that were here before, I believe. Alright, so I'll make you 4, 5, 6. There we go. Got a few stunning variations now. Any new weird additions? No immediate notification.
They say up in Tivia, watch the faces of those who bow them. You might want to talk to Hypatia before we head out. She's taken one of the rooms, just for a while, I think.
The dreams were
Needed
stronger.
to be away from Admire.
Is it a sign of... Oh, you're here.
Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kirin Jindosh. But that man has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Admire. Thank you.
There is a stock of Admire solutions here. I guess if I ever need more, I can grab 6 of them over the course of the game. I assume they don't come back. It's probably a one-time reward, but they're probably going to stay there until I grab them. It does a good job of making the base feel like a base. Well, since she's moved in, I should take a look around to see if there's anything here that's worth grabbing or looking at. Here's her notes. On a boat with friends, I believe. I slept, thankfully without the usual nightmares. Perhaps the sea air does me good. The captain, Megan Foster. brought me some tea earlier. Such an interesting woman. She seemed to understand about my strange, disjointed memories and the feelings of dread that accompany them. As soon as I am able, I must return to Addermire. So much of the last few months seems a blur. What was I accomplishing? What of my research into serums for the Black Spittle? My work was so easily derailed, I can only conclude I was suffering from a complete exhaustive breakdown. I will need time to recover. It's probably best if she never finds out, because she'd probably freak out about the fact that she's murdered several people. But at the same time, I don't know how she ever doesn't find out. It seems like inevitable she'd eventually put the pieces together. Okay, so, an open letter to the developers of Dishonored, and this is a pointless thing to say because the game's already out.
Be up on deck.
But for the love of God, don't make Megan betray me. Please. We're already following the steps of the first game a lot. Do not do the late game betrayal. Please. That would be the stupidest thing to do twice. It would be incredibly dumb as a story, as a plot point, to do that again. It's just, at some point you're not trying. So I desperately hope they don't do that. And a lot of you already know whether or not they did that. So I guess we'll see. Let's look around a little bit. I actually never have looked around this part of the deck. Just want to see if I'm missing out anything vaguely important. I know it can't be runes and stuff like that, but it could be something. Or nothing. Sweet. Hello, city. I'm gonna be choking out a lot of people in you today, just like I was yesterday. I assume a day has passed. I'm arbitrarily assuming how much time has passed. That's probably not very arbitrary. Hello?
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
Ready.
All right, let's get underway.
Chapter 4. The Clockwork Mansion. Anton Sokolov is being held at the mansion of Kirin Jindosh, Grand Inventor to the Duke and creator of the Clockwork Soldier. Get inside, rescue Sokolov, and eliminate Jindosh before he builds an army of Clockwork soldiers.
Jindosh is important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't. You said there's a wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station?
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo taught me the theory.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll get it done.
Emily, take care of this crazy man and his Clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me.
I'm hoping this relation they supposedly have, her and Sokolov, if she's not making it up or something weird like that, hopefully means that she's going to stay loyal to us throughout the game. Because Sokolov seems kind of chill-ish. I mean, he starts out as, if I remember correctly, he starts out as the enemy last game. But, he didn't seem that tied to that idea. Hello, Railbone. I just said Railbone, didn't I? Hoop. And rats right off the bat. Let's take a look around. I do like how there's a bit more color depth to this vision form in this game. Because in the previous game, like I was playing as Dowd, and wow, you lose literally all forms of color and all forms of anything, and it's like, it's actually not a great way to look at the game, but oftentimes a very useful way to look at the game, which bums me out a little bit. Like the reminds me of playing the first Arkham Knight game. It's in the first, the first Batman game, Arkham Asylum. I spent practically the entire game running around with a blue screen and a bunch of fighting a bunch of skeletons, as far as I could tell, because the game just generally it was easier to play in that when you were in a crazy filter mode, because you could see everything super clearly. But that means you don't get to see all the cool art. It's a weird mixed thing where it's hard to figure out the right balance of when to and when not to use those kinds of things. Because you never know when you're missing something important. Hello. Nothing here. In fact, no hint of humans yet. Did it even say hostile area when I walked in? I might actually not be in danger yet. This is probably a noise distraction, huh? Not a, my bad. I was thinking maybe you could use the grindstone to make your sword more powerful. It happens in games. But I think in this case it was just, another way of making a noise distraction.
This is the Duke. Just awoke from a dream. A terrible red wave was rising up from the ocean, coming to smash Karnaca. I screamed and fell out of bed. It's not common knowledge, but traveling by ship horrifies me. It's unnatural. The ocean is a malignant force. It exists to drive us mad or drag us down deep, where our skin and organs turn to jelly and our bones settle in the
They say there's someone on the prowl.
For those poor fools who make their trade on the waters, I wish them luck.
Not this time.
Serconis is a land of tall timber, fierce winds, and deep silver mines. Leave the ocean for those with no other choice.
Are you coming tonight?
Wow. So he's just... They're an oceanside city, and he's actively telling everyone not to go into the ocean or not deal with the ocean. And he's like, it's an unnatural, horrible place, and I fear for anyone who ever has to interact with it. So...
Somebody's seen something.
I think these are just people? They don't care about you? So there's this carriage station, black market shop. I'm not seeing anything else yet. Oh, right, the heart. Whoops. Bone charm. I mix up the bone charm, I mean the heart and the sight thing more often than I should for being able to keep track of these kinds of things. I think these people might not react to me because we're just in a street somewhere. We all chill? Yeah, there's no guards here. And this probably explodes, knowing what happened last time. Can I get up that window? Or is there a door I can open? Oh. No more of that, please. Oh, it's gonna be one of these.
I told her once, I told her 1,000 times.
Looks like nothing's stashed around here. Alright, blood flies. Oh. Let's maybe get crouching. That's a density of blood flies that is alarming. Whoo hoo hoo hoo. Anyone's got some alcohol? Just a tad bit of alcohol, please? I don't like this place at all. Very tempting to just throw a grenade, but that mostly piss people off. Here they come. Right? Not quite yet. They're gonna get mad at me, though. 2 down. Woo hoo hoo hoo. Alright. The hives are gone. That's a good start. You guys are the worst. I don't like you. Can you just stop existing, please? Be much appreciated, honestly. Yeah, they get around. There it goes. Alright. I'm sure there's another hive up here, right? There's so many of them. Ho ho ho. Alright, let's go ahead and remap this to a button so I don't have to keep opening this over and over again. Oops, that's escape. Alright. Hi there. They look mad. What are you guys mad about? What are you guys mad about, huh? Ew. Go away. Go away. Yeah. 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 Flammable alcohol, please. You deserve this, just so you know. Alright. It's slowly being cleared. Just gotta listen closely. Can I take you? No? Not hearing a ton of sounds right now. That's a good sign. Ooh, water. Wash bottle, sure. Lucky Sphalerite. Making my skin crawl a little bit. They didn't drop a single amber for me, did they? Oh, hello. Deal with that. Alright. Where is it stashed? Ooh, there's vials in here. We all done yet?
Yes. There is more here than corruption and pain. Don't despair. There is goodness here too.
It says breakable door. Is that not breakable enough? Here. Has that dealt with? Where is it? Am I missing it somehow? Hey, there it is. Alright. There's a toilet in here. Go on through. What, is there glass here? Oh, there we go. The jump wasn't working. Hi. That's a hell of a position to be in at death.
I'll tell you a story about Kirin Jindosh, a prodigy from Karnaca. Self-taught, he was hailed by the Academy of Natural Philosophy as a genius who would surpass Sokolov and bring about an age of enlightenment. But just 2 years after his arrival, he was banned from the Academy for life, for reasons that are still not public. When they deported him, he left behind a machine that drank seawater, playing music that brought listeners to tears. They probably took it apart, and it has never worked since.
We got a new rune. Let's go grab our skill. Shadow walk. Clicky clicky. Oh, right here. I was clicking the wrong part of the screen. It happens. And one more rune, I get the ability to go through... Oh, I can grab it right now, actually. Rat shadows open up new pathways. When in stealthier form, you can pass through rat tunnels. Yes. I want my movement tricks, thank you. Alright. Let's go ahead and add this to the bar, so... In fact, maybe even before Doppelganger. Yeah, do 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I haven't even used the Doppelganger yet. Let's just take a look at it real quick. Oh, look at you. How you doing? I'm a monster. I just killed myself. Alright. And then stealth form. Okay, that's... Oh, God. Oh, God. This is so much creepier than I thought it was going to be. Oh, my God. So do you cast it once and it stays going for a while? My energy's not going down right now. Oh god, this is okay, it does run out eventually, but that is a generous duration. Definitely uses your energy up, but that's a generous duration for the skill, though. I'm sure I'll be using that. That's so much creepier than I thought I was gonna I thought I was just gonna go cloaked a little bit, like my hand would be translucent or something. Whispers from the Void by Barnoli Mulani 2. Is there a part 1 here? Yes, there is. Treatise on the physical existence of the foreign realm. Excerpt. It is a common story. A person has stopped breathing, pinned under carriage wheels, or some other tragic happenstance. I've read all this before. Here, it's open if you want to read it, and you haven't. You can pause to read these if you want. But yeah, this is that's the main book about the Void that reoccurs over and over again. I think I've read it both in the original game and in this game already. But if you've missed it, you can feel free to pause real quick and take a look. Is there anything else in here? Chloroform bottle that's not useful to me. A window to hop out of, which takes me... looks like nowhere useful. Looks like this is exactly where we were on... Yeah, that's the front door. So I should take a look at the top floor. That was a hell of a leap. You haven't been up from... Oh, there is no up from here. You know, if this Empress thing doesn't work out, she could make a killing, being the killing because you're an assassin. Haha. She could make a killing as like somebody who exterminates bloodfly nests, because it's not even hard for her. She just chops her way through and destroys all the nests. She only had to use like 3 bullets or something. Oh, some whalebone. Glad I double checked real quick. Science notes of science. I like science. Oh, seance notes. That's completely different from science. Month of songs. Lady Coddington brought silk scarves from her boutique, one of which Mr. Prospero used to gently strangle her. I maintained a count of her pulse and observed her breathing. When the life signs faded, we left her still for 2 full minutes before reviving her. Was it really the void she described? Have we succeeded in seeing the unseeable? My hand trembles as I recall the intensity in her eyes as she struggled to recount with broken voice what she felt during those 2 minutes. Yeah, having a death method that involves strangling someone makes it hard for them to then speak afterwards about the things they experienced while their memories are still fresh. Month of Earth. I convinced our little group that less gentle methods were needed if our desire to meet the outsider was sincere. Bloodfly fever, voluntarily induced. That would be our way into the void. After procuring a few bloodflies and some Addermeyer solution, we coated our hands with the elixir before exposing them to the vivarium. The stinging was unbearable. Lady Coddington fainted immediately. I was the last one to remove my hands. The fever was quick to set in. As I faded in and out of consciousness, ocean waves pounded above me. There were silhouettes in the distance and shimmering black rocks. A timeless passing. In an unthinkable place, while delirium held us for a few hours. I must get back there as soon as possible, when my wounds have healed. Kind of science notes and seance notes at the same time, honestly, considering that they're doing experiments, but yeah, they're dead. He's dead, people upstairs were dead. I presume that everybody that has this completely insane... let's go ahead and just use one of these if I can just grab one right here. I assume that everyone involved in this basically died because they're doing these suicidal methods to do what they were trying to do. And joke's on them. The outsider talks to whoever the hell he wants to talk to, and it's not you. It's not you, you're not that person. Ooh, combat sleep dart formula. That stuff is easy to miss. It's just another bundle of papers surrounded by other bundles of papers. Yeah. I'm kind of resigned to the idea that I'm definitely going to miss a lot of them over the course of the playthrough. Not on purpose at all, but just... Wow. That was like the last thing I glanced at on my way out, because I'm ready to leave now. We never came through here, did we? Oh yeah, never mind. That's just an alternate path to the same location. So, you're welcome, society. Helped you guys out a bit, didn't I?